Hi, I'm Jean Filipiak. This mission now allows us to go deeper in each dimension. We're discussing the D, which stands for dominance. This dimension is how you respond to problems and challenges. Throughout each session, I'm going to put you in an airport. Because this is a behavioral body language, you're able to see these dimensions clearly while you're waiting for a plane to take off. And we've all want to travel some point in our lives, so that's why I love putting people in an airport. So I always like to pretend we're going to Hawaii because that's a destination that I would like to see again. So when you're in the airport, such as Southwest, and you're sitting in the lobby, I want you to start picturing this D and his behaviors or her behaviors while we're going through these case studies. All right? So first and foremost, the D, you're going to see an individual become more dominant in the way they solve problems. So let's talk about the characteristics that goes along with the D. So if you are, and I'm going to have you refer to your graphs, if you're 50 to 100% D, that means you are able to solve problems. And you are solving them if they're your problems or if they're not your problems. You love solving them, and it's how you solve them that we're going to see that. So a person who is a high D, 50 to 100%, they're going to be an individual that is going to be starting at 100% egotistical, demanding, driven, decisive, and then as soon as we get to that energy line, they're responsible. Once we cross over, they're going to be solving problems in a different behavioral way. You're not going to see them solve the problem. They might avoid problems. They're taking on the opposite characteristics than the high D. Now remember, there's no right or wrong. This is a neutral language. So this is just simply sharing with us that when an individual needs to solve a problem, a high D, we're going to see it. A low D is going to be an individual that's going to have that opposite scenario. So let's go back to the airport. Now that flight just got canceled. That D is going to be marching up to that ticket booth, possibly demanding answers. They're going to solve their problem, and they might already have a solution to another flight in order to help them solve that problem. Okay? But visibly, body language, you're going to see that D solve that problem. They're egotistical, they're demanding. Now we also measure emotions that go with that. So a high D is going to be quick to anger, and a low D is going to be slow to anger. So there's no right or wrong. It just allows you to understand and what to do when speaking or engaging with that high D. So if you're reading the report and you have a high D, that means you can solve problems. That means that you love solving problems. But there's a way to communicate to you that's completely different than the other dimensions. And vice versa. If you're a low D, it doesn't mean that you can't solve a problem. It just means how you're going to solve problems is going to be different. So let's review that. High D, quick to anger, loves to solve problems. Low D, 49 to 0%, can solve problems. It's just that we're going to need the help of our other dimensions to solve those problems, and they're going to be slow to anger. Think about the people in your life who could be a high D. Think about the interview process. Think about the past boss that you worked with. When you're communicating to a high D individual, what you're going to need to do is provide solutions, not opinions. You want to present facts logically. When you're communicating to that high D, you need to understand that they're going to be very results driven. They're going to want those solutions when they're solving those problems. It's very hard.